How many times on the golf course do you get over a golf ball with an iron in particular and get worried about the quality of your ball striking? A lot. I hear you say a lot, because it is difficult. Ball striking, consistency of ball striking, hitting those pure iron shots is not easy. And specifically in a scenario like this, I'm 145 yards from the green. I've got water in front of the green. And yeah, it's a pretty daunting shot. I've got bunkers left and right. I've not really got much of a bailout. My irons need to be pure, okay? The three things that we're going to be talking about today is down this trail side. We're going to be talking about the movement of the trail shoulder. We're going to be talking about the trail elbow, and we're going to be talking about the trail wrist. And I'm going to be giving you a drill, my favorite drill that I've seen Pete Cowen use from, well, we've used it from juniors, complete beginners, adults and juniors, and I've seen Pete Cowen using this with Thomas Peters. So this drill, no matter how good you are at golf, or bad, this drill is one of my favorites. It's epic. All you need is a wall and a tennis ball, so stay tuned for that. So a lot of golfers get worried about trying to stay in posture during the golf swing. They get set up and it's like, right, okay, I've got to make sure we don't move. We don't want to get any lateral movement. I don't want to come up and out of my posture. I don't want to hunch into the golf ball anymore. And there's these misconceptions that happen in the golf swing where you see so many golf tips around, you get so much information from your friends and your playing partners, where you kind of try and really keep your head still and not really move too much. And it causes you more problems than good, because what happens is this whole trail side starts to kind of help you out, kind of stops you from wanting to do that and tries to help you out with your ball striking, but actually all of it as together as a package causes you a lot of issues. So what we want to try and see as we take the club away, we're allowing a little bit of weight to move into this trail side, okay? And we're going to make sure we get some nice depth in this rotation. That's one thing I would always say is non-negotiable with every single golf player, because you need that little bit of rotation, you need a little bit of switching up of the weight distribution throughout the swing, and not too much obviously. But as I said, today's tip is all about this trail side and how we're going to deliver the golf club into the ball. So as I take my setup, I get to the top of this backswing and I want to try and make sure that my lower body goes towards the target first. A lot of golfers say to me, what starts the transition? And in reality, it is the lower body, because as the backswing starts to complete, the lower body will just start to engage and start to get that very, very minimal amount of lateral into the lead side. What I want you to try and feel that you're doing though with this trail shoulder is allowing this trail shoulder to kind of really squeeze down and towards this trail hip. So that's one of the key things I like to try and feel. Squeeze that trail shoulder down as you're bringing it into the delivery position. A great little drill. It's an old school one. It's as simple as it gets. Put the club across your shoulder. So for me, I've got the grip on my lead side, club head on my trail side. I just swing up to the top. Okay, so I've got nice depth, as I mentioned before, in my lower body. This club head now, I'm going to really feel like I can point it just to the outside of my trail foot. So I feel as I get to the top of the swing, there. Because what I don't want to do from this trail shoulder is, once I've got to the top of the swing, is rotate. Look where the club head is now. That is not in a good position. That is your slicer's position. Okay, so you're going to try and really feel that this club head squeezes down towards the outside of the trail foot. And as you're doing that, you'll probably notice your lower body is starting to engage. It's starting to get some lateral and rotate into that lead side. The drill I'm going to give you at the end with Pete Cowen is massively important, so stay tuned for that, because it's an absolute cracker. If you're new to this channel and you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, please do so. Loads and loads of golf tips, 3 golf tips per week coming onto the channel. Also a little bonus of a Sunday scramble where I take different guests out on the golf course. We've got a leaderboard going. We're probably around about 12 weeks into it now, and there's some amazing scores and some fantastic guests that you'll probably recognize as well. So if you are new to the channel, go back and check out those videos. there is a lot for you to explore. So as I finished talking about this trail shoulder, we're going to be talking about what the trail elbow is doing in the meantime. Now, as I get to the top of the swing, as I've spoken about, we're trying to squeeze down with this trail shoulder, but in doing so, we're going to try and make sure this trail elbow, I feel like, works more in front of the rib cage as you're coming down. I don't want to see the trail elbow working behind the body. Again, a lot of misconceptions about golfers trying to go from slice to draw, etc., and getting the arms in behind the body. That's just going to create a whole world of problems, which we're not even going to discuss in this video, because the video will then end up at around about 4.5 hours, so we're not going to discuss that. What I want you to feel, as you squeeze that trail shoulder down, this trail elbow is right in front of the stomach here, on the right side, right in front of that rib cage. Get to the top, squeeze it in there, and what I like to try and feel here, and again, as I mentioned, you're going to get the drill at the end because it's a beauty of a drill. You get to the top, trail elbow squeezes in. We know this trail shoulder has squeezed in as well, and now we're in position. We've got this club in an absolutely perfect position there. Trail shoulders in, trail elbows in, lower body, because of those movements that we've been trying to force, is nicely engaged into towards the impact position. Lower body's looking more at the target, pressures in the left side. We're looking at this golf shot now from 140 yards, and I'm not even thinking about the water. I'm thinking about how close I can get the ball to the flag, because I'm not worried about getting over the water. I know that so far my ball striking is going to get pure with these two areas that we're working on. The final bit we're going to be talking about is the trail wrist. Okay, so as we get to the top of the backswing, one of the great drills that I love, and again, this sets us up nicely for that Pete Cowen drill at the end. As I just take my setup, get into a nice posture, and I just want to turn the palm of my trail hand to the ground. I'm going to just relax my trail elbow, and as I'm going to swing up to the top, what you'll see here is the trail elbow stays in front of the rib cage, and the trail palm points to the sky. Okay, as I get to the sky, now we're going to engage that right shoulder and right elbow, and as I do so, this palm is going to stay pointing to the ground. If you're a caster, then what you'll see is the palm will start to point at the target far too soon. All right, so we're going to try and feel as this trail shoulder engages down and this trail elbow engages more in front of the rib cage, the palm points towards the ground. Okay, this is giving me that later hinge position as I start to come into the ball. And then because I've already pre-engaged my lower body because of trail shoulder and trail elbow, and I've got into a really nice position, we're just going to have more of a natural release. We're going to be releasing it better from the body because of everything that's preceded it. Golfers out there, if you're watching this, if you cast the golf club, the reason you cast it is for some other reason that's preceded it. You don't just have an amazing golf swing and then at the end your body goes, cast it. Because it doesn't happen like that. Okay, so the reason you cast it is a few of the reasons that happened before, and hopefully those two tips about shoulder and elbow are going to help you feel the kind of stronger, more compressed position as you start to deliver the golf club into the strike zone. So as you get to the top, this trail palm stays pointing to the ground. As you can see, my lower body starting to point to the target, and bosh, it is going to be a beautiful strike. And there's potential, I mean, you know what, I'm at the point now, I might even hole out, because the ball striking's that good. If I get my distance and accuracy right, you never know. Okay, so moving on to this drill that I've been barking on about from the start. Is one of my best. All you need is a wall and a tennis ball. That's right, you just need a wall and a tennis ball. You're going to set the ball up in your hands, you're going to hold it with your index finger and your middle finger and your thumb, and just like we did on that last drill, we're going to turn the palm to the ground at setup. Okay, and just like we did on that last drill, we're going to get the sensation that the palm is now pointing up to the sky still, and the trail arm is going to be in front of the rib cage. Right, now then, as you start to deliver that golf ball or the tennis ball or whatever ball it is down towards the impact position, You're going to squeeze in that right trail shoulder. You're going to squeeze in that trail elbow. You're going to hold the positioning of the right hand with the palm down to the ground. And then as your body's already engaged towards the delivery position, you're going to release the golf ball, just like you would release the golf club as you're about to hit the shot. You're going to release that ball. You will release it around about halfway between you and the wall. The ball will bounce against the wall and it will come back to you. Okay, if you're a golfer that, as I mentioned at the very start, if you're a golfer that gets to the top and you push out in that wrong direction, that slice direction, and you do that with the ball, you're going to throw the ball left and you're going to be chasing that ball around the room until it stops. If you're a golfer that tries, as I mentioned before, wants to get the club too far on the inside for that draw, you're going to notice some early extension of your lower body. The ball's going to get stuck behind you. You're going to release it and you're going to chuck it off to the other side. And then once again, you're going to be chasing the ball around the room. This drill, I promise you, is absolutely epic. It's amazing. It keeps you in position. It keeps you loading up the body in the correct ways. It keeps you pressurizing into your trail side, pressurizing into your lead side. Rotate, swing path. Feel the trail shoulder, elbow, wrist angle, lower body, engage it into the delivery position, release it, stay there and wait for that ball to come back to you. It's a beauty. Guys, if you enjoyed this video as well, please do hit the subscribe button. There's loads of awesome content like this, by the way. You don't get this content anywhere else. It's just a fact. Enjoy. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again next time.